Here we go.
I'm good right here.
That's not this type of show.
We don't match today. We don't.
The first day that we haven't. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hello. Friday. Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Bobby Z Day. Thank you. Have a seat. Let's get started. Let's start the show. Look at all the people. Thank you for being here, everybody. Friday party. Thanks. Have a seat. Here we go. Thank you. It is Friday, NCAA Final Four weekend here in Minneapolis. Thank you. Oh, it's good. Okay. Stop. Okay, guys, hold on a minute. Okay, stop. Okay. Now we don't have time for the audience giveaway. Sorry. Good night, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Wendy Williams is next. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show on this Final Four weekend. Save a lot of that love for my good friend. Look at her. It's Kendall, everybody. Oh. How you doing?
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm so good. I can't hear anything. That was so
I know.
loud.
This is like the best crowd. They're killer, man.
Yeah.
I think it's because, well, we have a great show. I'm really excited that you guys picked a really good day to be here because I've been trying, he's a friend of mine, and I don't like to bother people I know to come on the show. I always feel bad. It's the Midwest in me, you know, and I'm like, I don't want to. But I've been waiting for him to come on by, and he was Prince's drummer. He's in the Revolution. He's a music icon. Bobby Z will be sitting right over there in a few minutes. I can't wait, yeah. A couple shout outs before we get started. First, you know, I've worked here at Channel 9 for, almost 20 years, except for that 1 year where I vanished like Patrick Duffy, and then I came back, I vanished for a year, but I came back. I started here in 2000 when I was 25 years old, and another producer started around the same time with me. Her name is Lori Lees Fisher, and Lori and I have kind of grown up in the ranks of TV together, and she's a dear friend of mine, and Lori's mother-in-law, Barb, recently visited the show. I think we may have a picture. Laura, yeah, she's on the right, everybody. She's on the right. That's Aunt Barb. Well, Aunt Barb is going through a little period, a little health problem right now. She's fighting cancer, and she went through her first round of chemotherapy yesterday. And she watches our show every day, and so she's watching right now. And I just want to say, God bless to Aunt Barb. And we love you, and we're rooting for you. So yeah, mother-in-law. I keep saying I have an Aunt Barb, so I keep saying Aunt Barb. Mother-in-law Barb. I've said Aunt Barb. No, I have an Aunt Barb, so I keep saying, but mother-in-law Barb. And then Lois is Lori's mom, Lois. I got to say hi to Lois, or I'll get an email. So there's Lois. And this is so funny. Mother-in-law Barb still isn't sure about the beard. I know.
Ooh, sorry.
Mother-in-law Barb, I'm sorry, it's staying, girl. It's staying, yeah. Because I'm telling you. You know why? Because I'm getting the chicks. I am. I'm like.
Lining up down the
I'm
block.
telling you. Pew, pew. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you. Every day I get an email, and
Seriously.
I'm like, I should.
Waiting outside the studio every day.
I should have done this in high school. This would have been great for me. Anyway, hey, speaking of people I love, one more shout out. Yeah, I am married, and it's my significant other. It's my other half's birthday today, so I want to say happy birthday to Colin. His birthday, yeah. If you want to see, if you want to see what it looks like, go to my Instagram because I'm driving him nuts today. I've posted embarrassing photos of him on my Instagram. So just search for Jason Matheson, and you can check that out. But happy birthday, Kyle. Okay, now one more thing before we get started. We got to hurry this up because we have good hot dish today. You know our girl Shane Wells.
You are not doing this.
Yeah, we're not doing this. No, Shane Wells. You know, she left us on the. She was like, I'm out of here. No, she got promoted. She's on the Fox 9 Morning News now, and she's here almost every day, popping up. She does fun things. She was at an obstacle academy yesterday, in Edina, and I saw this video, and I laughed so hard. So I don't want to oversell it, but Leo, roll Shane at the academy. Watch this. She looks graceful. She looks graceful. Boom! One more time. Here she goes, and boom! She went down like the Hindenburg.
So
Look at her. And boom there. Well, Grace Kelly will be joining us a little bit later, actually. We'll be talking to her. Let's get started, everybody. It's time for the hot dish. Here we go. 2 spoons.
2 spoons.
Yeah, I got that as a gift. Let's get started. For a while, there has been a movie in the works chronicling the rise of Madonna from from mere mortal. Who wrote that? From citizen to pop royalty. The Queen of Pop was not happy about it at the time, saying only she can tell her own story. Well, no, you should never be in charge of your own autobiography, ever, ever, ever. Now, that may be the case, or your own biopic, I should say. The Daily Mail says Madonna is considering picking up the directing reins one more time on a project about her life. The screenplay reportedly got high praise from those who read it, except Madonna. Unclear when, yeah, she should probably read the thing before she signs. Unclear when production would get underway. I say this with peace and love, as Ringo would say. Peace and love. I love Madonna. She's my Gaga. She's my Brit. I defend her even when I shouldn't. You shouldn't do movies, Madonna. I mean, no.
Wait, what about Evita?
Okay, there are notable exceptions. Desperately Seeking Susan. Thank you. And Don't Cry for Me. Argentina. I loved Evita. Yeah, I had a date. I had a date during Evita in 1996. Yeah, and
how'd it go?
It didn't go well. He left before Madonna got on the balcony.
Oh.
I mean, yeah.
Holla.
I moved here shortly thereafter. Yeah, anyway. But Madonna, come on. You should never be in charge of doing your own biopic. You know why? Because you're going to pick the best parts, and you're going to leave out all of the interesting, scandalous things that we really want to know about. You know, you're going to paint yourself in the best light. No, don't do it, Madonna. Let someone else get a great director. She does have an interesting life. Mm-hmm. It would be a great movie, just not a movie by her.
Correct.
Yeah. Thank you. Next in the dish, Disney. The audience is like, next in the dish, Disney is slowly rolling out teasers of their upcoming live-action remake of The Lion King. Now, yeah, I know. People were like, Dumbo, people are excited about Aladdin, they're a little worried, but Lion King...
People are worried about Aladdin.
America's worried about Aladdin, let's be clear. Yeah. America, China, India, everybody's worried.
All the people.
Yeah. But nobody's worried about Lion King, and this is the only footage that we have so far. Look at this.
The sun will set on my time here and will rise with you as the new king.
Right. By the way, that's what Aaron Schwab does to me in front of the audience every day before I come out. Aaron holds me up. The audience gets to like a piñata. Candy falls out of my suit. Disney released exclusive new footage. This is why we're talking about this. They released a new footage at CinemaCon. And according to basically everyone in that room, it left everyone in the crowd speechless. Those in attendance say the effects nearly blew everyone away. Most say this is going to be a sure hit, like put it in the bank, sign the check, cash it when it hits theaters in July.
I'm already crying.
I know. This is the surest hit that Disney's had, well, other than Avengers, which has already made $18 billion.
Right.
But yeah, it's crazy. Well, speaking, are you really crying? Look at you.
I'm I love the movie. I'm tearing up. I love the animals. Sorry.
You're like producer Ted at a Hallmark movie marathon.
Get the camera off me, Ted.
Director Leo, one more shot of her, please. One more. There we go. There, yeah. Next in the dish, the new Avengers movie. I just talked about it. It's called Endgame. It's debuting later this month. And if you aren't up to speed yet on the 18,000 Marvel movies, listen to this. AMC Theaters wants to help you. AMC will be hosting a movie marathon leading up to Endgame's release. That means, ladies and gentlemen, you could watch all 22 Marvel movies over a 59-hour span. Yeah. If you stick it out for the entire 2.5 days, you'll get to see Avengers Endgame 1 hour earlier than the regular.
Do you get like a margarita trophy too? Like,
is that true?
Yeah. You get a margarita.
1 hour?
Oh. I thought you were saying, is it true that you get a margarita trophy? But never mind.
I better get a margarita with that, or
that's what I'm saying.
A Volkswagen Beetle or something. I mean, anyway, AMC says they're going to offer collectibles. Oh, that's not. Oh, great. It's going to be like a spoon or something. And special concession prices. So instead of $14 for a popcorn, it'll be $13.50. Yeah. If we could find someone to do this, you know, to take off 2 days of work, we would put a camera on their back, and that would be hysterical.
Yeah, I mean, let us know if you're willing to do it.
We have one. We have right.
Oh, we've got people in the audience.
Don't even try. We will. Yeah, we'll sign you up. My friends, like I said, we have such a good show today. Please don't turn that dial and meet me back here in about 2 minutes. Back in a Ted loves them, you love them, America loves them. Wait till you hear how many movies Hallmark Channel plans on releasing this holiday season. Then, he'll always be a member of the Breakfast Club to us, but now Emilio Estevez's new movie, you know, he's the director, is getting rave reviews. We're talking to Emilio live just ahead. And he is a music legend and my buddy. I am so excited to welcome our special guest in studio today, the one and only Bobby Z. Prince's former drummer and member of the incredible The Revolution is here live. We'll talk about his relationship with Prince, his recent health scare, and the big celebration at Paisley. That's all coming up, so stay right there.
Oh, don't worry, we'll be down soon enough.
Yeah. Look at this beautiful view we have.
Yeah, oh my God.
Isn't that beautiful?
Nice view, look.
Nice. Isn't that nice? All right. Should we put on safety equipment before we do this?
Yeah,
let's put on
yes,
some
we should have some safety equipment on all of you.
Okay, great.
Right, yeah.
Safety equipment?
Yeah, safety equipment.
Now, you've lived in Vegas for how long, Aunt Chippy?
43 years.
43 years you've been here. Have you ever been suspended in midair?
Answer the question. Yeah.
How you feeling, Guillermo?
No, this is terrible. I thought it was going to be only on Chippy.
Who told you that?
Cousin Sal told me.
He did?
Now I agree with you. This is a dumb idea. 3, 2, 1.
Here we go. What do you think? Where should we look? Guillermo, open your eyes. Guillermo, you're missing the whole thing.
No. Jimmy Kimmel pranking his Aunt Chippy again as they go ziplining in Vegas. What is funny is a week from today, I'm going to be heading to Vegas, and the producers want me to do that. Yeah.
I'll go with you if you bring me to Vegas.
I'll fly you to Vegas and you can do it. That's right. More late night. Kit Harington was on Jimmy Fallon last night, and Jimmy wanted some Game of Thrones spoilers, as does
No,
Kendall.
I don't.
So he asked Kit a series of questions. A wink meant yes, and a blink meant no. Get it? Wink, yes, blink, no. Only problem, Kit's wink looks like a blink. Look at this.
Look at this. This is a sword hidden in the snow as the snowdrift gets blown away. Does this mean that you are dead? Okay. Then I saw this. Look at this. Flames everywhere, destruction. Does this mean everyone dies? Last one, and then I'll let you off the hook. This picture right here. Uh-oh. Wow. Does Jon Snow get to ride a dragon?
Oh my God! Wow!
Oh, I gotta tell you, what's funny is floor director Evan, who is a Game of Thrones fan, who does not like spoilers, even during that fake clip, he's blocking his ears. Like he doesn't want to hear. He doesn't want to hear everything. You don't like, and you're a fan of Game of Thrones. You don't like spoilers either.
No.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Well, you can't spoil that show because you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and
Ever.
plus, I want to be surprised when I watch it.
Right, and everybody's gonna die.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's just what happens every episode.
Email her, not me. I didn't say.
Every episode.
Yeah. Next in the dish, the Hallmark Channel is going. You're getting some emails today. The Hallmark Channel.
Be nice.
The Hallmark Channel is going big this Christmas. The network says it will debut. Audience, listen to this. A record 40 new Christmas movies this year. And by the way, we're looking at the Ted classic, It's Christmas Eve. That's right. That is 2 more movies than last year. The Hallmark Channel will debut 24 of those movies, while its sister station, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, will premiere the other 16. The first of those will debut in July. Yeah. With the launch of Hallmark's Halfway to Christmas campaign. Now, over the last decade, Hallmark has debuted 176 original movies.
Original?
And that brings us to the control room, ladies and gentlemen. Producer Ted is standing by with his reaction of this breaking news. Ted, there's been a lot of important stories that we've covered this week. None more important than this.
This is huge. This is a game changer.
Huge.
This changes the summer for us. This changes the fall for us. This changes the winter for us. I won't go outside.
No, you won't go outside. So we now know what you're going to be doing in July. I don't know the exact date. You're just going to be in the house, right?
Just going to be hanging out. You know, after we finish the Marvel marathon, then maybe I'll just transition into the Hallmark movies.
We have a woman that volunteered for the Marvel marathon. So maybe Ted, maybe then we'll just send her to your house over there to watch Hallmark movies with you.
We'll just lock her in.
There we go.
Yeah.
She said, oh no, she said no. Oh, Ted, you got rejected on television.
Right.
She doesn't want to watch 176 Hallmark movies in a row.
Ted, you got right swiped live on TV.
Wow.
Is it left? Oh, I'm sorry, left.
It's to the
We don't know. I'm like,
I don't know. We're both married and we're swiping. Anyway, bye, Ted. Still ahead, everybody. Is it left? You reject somebody?
I never did it.
It's left, right? Yeah. Still ahead, Prince's drummer is in the house. And we're chatting with Bobby Z about his time with the legend. But next, he skated in the hearts of Minnesotans more than 2 decades ago in the film The Mighty Ducks. Well, I love him in The Breakfast Club. We're talking live with Emilio Estevez about his new movie when we come back. Back at home. I think it is left. Left, right. I'm never letting this audience leave. They're always. Welcome back. Our first guest has been entertaining us since the early 80s, acting and directing countless movies and TV shows. Emilio Estevez wrote, directed, and stars in his latest movie, which is already getting huge buzz. It's called The Public. Take a look.
Every public official in this town knows there's not enough shelter for us people on the street. Those so-called Christians, they pretend like they don't know that. Feed the hungry, clothe the poor, house the homeless. Now see, that's what Jesus said.
But I don't think he said occupy.
Well, it worked for those hippies down in Wall Street. Maybe it can work here for us.
The movie focuses on a group of homeless folks who take over a public library to use as shelter. Minnesota, you love them. Give a big round of applause for Emilio Estevez. You were just here a couple weeks ago, right, Emilio?
I was just there. How do we miss each other? How did that happen? Who's in control of that?
I know. Tell me a little bit. I always like to start or end an interview with a compliment, so I will start. I listen to Howard Stern. I love Stern. And I got to tell you, Alec Baldwin was glowing about you, saying you're basically one of the best directors ever that he's ever worked with. That must feel good.
Alec and I have kind of an enormous man crush on each other, and so and I didn't, he didn't even get paid that much in the film to say that. So, but I adore him, and I'm humbled by the fact that he said yes to this. He's an actor magnet. So when Alec says yes, Jeffrey Wright says yes, Michael K. Williams says yes, Gabrielle Union says yes, and all of these other extraordinary actors just say yeah, they want to be a part of it. But they were also responding to the material, as Alec was as well.
Do you think, Emilio, it's because, I mean, you know both sides of the craft. Is it your vision of being a director, your mood that you create on the set, is it because you know the point of view of an actor? Do you think that makes you a better director?
I think it does, and I think, before I started to direct, oftentimes my biggest gripe as an actor was that I didn't feel heard. I would come up with an idea, good or bad, that I would present to a director, and I'd be blown off. And so I think for me, I listen to the actors, and if I believe that if a crew member or an actor feels heard, that is all they're asking for, just that I would consider a point of view. And so that is my approach. I make everybody feel very comfortable on the set. It's a very safe place to work. And I'm very inclusive in terms of my approach to the whole process.
Yeah. I said the movie's already getting a huge response. It's called The Public. I gave a little bit of the synopsis. Where do you fit in to the story, Emilio?
So I play a desk reference librarian. I've got a bit of a checkered past. But I also know all of my patrons, many of whom are homeless and mentally ill. We have a relationship. We know each other on a first name basis. And so on this particularly cold night, which again we just saw happen last month, this polar vortex come down and descend on the Midwest. So that's what happens in the film. This polar vortex comes in. Michael K. Williams plays the leader of this group of homeless men, and he says, "We're not leaving. We're going to stay put. We're going to occupy." And my character is forced to choose between sides. Are you going to stay with these gentlemen, or are you going to go to the other side and get out of here? So that's the dilemma for him. In doing so, he decides to stay, and in doing so, his past starts to catch up with him, and it becomes a bit of his undoing over the course of the film.
We got to go, but I just want to say, according to this card here, it's almost 30 years since you were here shooting The Mighty Ducks. Can you believe that?
That's right. Do you know what, Jason? I've shot 4 movies in Minneapolis. I've shot more movies in Minneapolis than any other city in America that I've worked before. So I love the Twin Cities. I'm very fun. Every time I visit, I want to figure out how to work there again. So I'm a big fan, and I really appreciate you having me on the show.
Well, we are a big fan of you for many reasons. Emilio, thank you so much. Go see The Public, everybody. You know, people always say, oh, I want a movie that's not a superhero movie. Well, this is one of them. And if you feel that way, go support smaller, independent movies like this. And this is a great one. This is a good one. Well, we had a movie icon there, and now we have a music icon. Coming up next, he is a legend in his own right. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Z is in the house. We're chatting with the drummer, the Prince and the Revolution, when we come back. Back after this. often that we have, it is not often that on this set, on this stage, on that couch over there, very yellow couch, we get a music icon here. So this is a fun and a big day for all of us here on our staff. Our next guest helped change the world of music back in the late 70s and 80s thanks to his friendship and work with the one and only Prince. He was the... Yep. He was the drummer for The Revolution, giving us countless hits like this.
Say 2000 party oops, out of time. So tonight, party like it's 1999.
That is, of course, 1999, and you just saw our guest at the end of that clip. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only Bobby Z, everybody. How you doing?
Good. Good to see you.
Good to see you. When you see that clip, I mean, we ingest it as fans. We ingest it as music connoisseurs. When you see that, what is your reaction, and what do you immediately think of years removed?
Heavy oil smoke on my contact lenses.
Bobby, really? That's
yeah. It was at the Armory actually, and back then, you know, video was just kind of a pioneering experience. So we had an amazing lighting designer who's gone on to do Lady Gaga and everybody, Roy Bennett, and back then the smoke was kind of like insect fog. You know, it was kind of just an oil-based fog, and it was permeated your skin, your life. But I also remember that it was the moment when we kind of clicked and put it together. It was really a video renaissance for Prince, and he really studied behind the camera, and the video was stop motion, and it was a great piece.
That's interesting you said that, Bobby, because as you well know, a lot of artists in that era were resistant to not ingest, but to welcome video. It was a threat. They weren't sure how to use this medium. Prince embraced it.
He did, and like everything else, rehearsed. So when you got to the Corvette, that dance now that is so famous, he knew that if he showed people that he could move like that in a video like that, that was going to work. And also, it was something that we practiced in front of the mirror. We practiced video. It was a visual. He taught you about yourself in a visual sense as well as an audio sense.
People, I said, we absorb the music video much differently than you do. We take in Prince very differently than you do. How do you take in Prince, and when you think of him, what floats to the surface for you?
Well, it's hard not to go all the way back. For me, it's still hard to believe that the whole world, all of you wonderful people, everybody, that it's that guy. That it's the guy I met at Moon Sound. Our lives interacted in a way that is just mystical and magical. My brother David did the demo at Sound 80, and Owen Husney was his manager, and Owen Husney used to deliver Chicken Delight to our house at 16, in a chicken hat. So all of the characters in the play are just kind of comical, but it turned out to be Prince, and it was songwriting. When I walked down the hall and I heard this glorious music, the glorious music never stopped, and that was just absolutely remarkable. So to answer your question, it's just remarkable, his talent.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Otherworldly.
And it's interesting they said that, because I thought you were going to say, and I think we feel it, I can't believe, and we're getting to the anniversary, I was sitting on this set with this show when we got the news, we were wrapping up a show. It is hard to believe, and this is such a cliche, Bobby, but it's still hard to wrap your brain around the fact that we're talking about him in the past tense.
It is. It is very different.
To this day.
To this day, it is what I call post-mortem. Now we're all living in this world where we're looking back when he made us all look forward. He thought if we look back, we'd turn into pillars of salt, right? Don't look at what I did. Don't listen to what I did. Only go forward. Well, now we we get a chance to look back at this remarkable man's life and work, and it's amazing that 200 years from now, people will have this conversation.
Absolutely. And weren't you? And Bobby's here. We're going to tell you about Celebration in a little bit later. And Bobby, did you take any? Because I was choked up. I live near downtown. I was amazed. I mean, you see music stars pass away, Whitney and MJ, but I'm getting chills thinking about it. The outpouring that night was something I don't think I will ever see again. Did that comfort you in any way to see that?
You know, it was very comforting that First Avenue was ground zero, and I think they did an incredible job of and the weather cooperated, and it was just a gorgeous night, and everybody was just free to come down. The police looked the other way. They just gave permits instantly to First Avenue, and things were set up, and that was glorious. But what you're talking about is the monuments of the world. The Eiffel Tower, the Sydney Opera House, the pyramids, everywhere was lit up in purple. And that really hit me in a way.
Yeah.
You just will never see anything like that again.
Never. And it was instantaneous.
Yes, the outpouring was instantaneous and genuine for a man that kind of held us all at a little arm's length.
Yeah.
And now you were just so shocked and you wanted to show him so much love, and it was there.
You know what I think of? I think there are a lot of examples of this. Another cliche, you never know what you have until it's gone. I always think of Prince in this light because I think we appreciated him, all of his fans, but then when we lost him, I think when you're inundated with the coverage and you see the reel of his life and what he's done, he is the personification of you don't realize what we have until it's gone. I really do. Yeah.
You know, there's so much about that. You know, I do a simple calculation sometimes. So I met him in 1977, and he wrote basically kind of a song a day. And I knew him for 43 years until the very end. So if you take 43, even on the lightest, plus video, plus photo sessions, you got to go 43 times 365 to get to the number of songs and creativity output that this man, you're talking about 15,000 songs or more with videos, there's never been anyone as prolific as this. It was flowing like water.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Bobby's sticking around for a little bit longer. Don't go anywhere. After, we're going to talk to Bobby about his health following a heart attack 9 years ago. And you can help celebrate the life and legacy of Prince, like I said, later this month at Celebration 2019 at Paisley Park. Bobby Z will be performing, ladies and gentlemen. 4-day passes. Love that poster. 4-day passes are still available at officialpaisleypark.com. They also include a ticket to Prince in concert on the big screen happening at the Minneapolis Armory. Stay right there, everybody. More of Bobby Z when we come back. More with the great Bobby Z. We're back with Bobby Z. I said at the beginning of the show, I don't like to bother people, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I don't know Bobby Z. I've known Bobby for years. And a little fun fact that I've never said before is our connection was Bobby and Vicky's son Joey did movie reviews on my old show called The Weekend Buzz. And that's how it was very funny. We got to pull a clip eventually, but I know what happened to you, but for folks who don't, you made news around the world. Your health made headlines a couple years ago.
It did. I, at 55, about 8 years ago, had what was considered just a complete clogged heart. I had all three main arteries just blocked. And
Bobby.
I didn't, there's a real misconception that heart attacks are Hollywood clutch your heart thing. This took 3 weeks to develop. Ended up, I felt it in my elbows.
I was going to ask you where you felt it first, okay?
In the elbows. Eventually, Vicky just, said enough of this, going, and I was just the typical man, I don't even want to go to the emergency room, let's go to the urgent care door. Just you're an idiot, when it comes to your own health.
Yeah.
And so immediately they recognized what was going on. But what happens is it eventually was like, duh, it connected. Then all of a sudden when it connected, it's too late.
Yeah.
So what I know now, when I did a test early on, and you have to get your blood checked. It's so simple. It's not expensive. It's not anything. Just get your cholesterol checked. These statin drugs that lower your cholesterol, just take them.
Yeah.
When you get older.
Just take them. Listen to Bobby. Just take them.
If you're borderline, it's not going to hurt you. A low dose of a statin isn't going to hurt you, and it could save your life. If you wait and if you say, well, I'm going to do a stress test or I'm going to do whatever, that's all great. But, most people won't go to the doctor. I wouldn't, I went kicking and screaming, literally almost to the end. So you have to be very careful of just your sensitivity to it. Not to be overreactive, but just realize that a heart attack can appear anywhere.
Yeah.
That it can appear in your wrist, in your elbow, in your jaw, in your back, so pay attention to the signs. I was very lucky. They were able to stent me, which is a little basket that I put in there with a balloon, open up the basket. A couple of years ago, I had a stent move around, so I've got more. I've got a lot of metal in there. But, with the right meds and diet and a good doctor, I feel great.
And if you're watching this, us stubborn guys, that's why I wanted Bobby to talk about it. Us stubborn guys, I'm one of them. If you're watching and this relates to you in any way, go to the doctor today. Seriously. More with Bobby Z when we come back. We're going to talk about reuniting with the Revolution and the upcoming celebration at Paisley. We'll talk about that when we come back. Back after this. Was Vicky like, I told you so? Prince and the Revolution performing Purple Rain at First Avenue. The song came out, listen to this, 35 years ago this year. We're back. We're back with Prince's longtime drummer, friend, and musician, producer Bobby Z. I say 35 years. What's your reaction to that?
Oh, wow.
Does it feel like 35, Bobby?
In some ways, yes. Some ways, no. When you hear the song, it doesn't.
No.
Because the song's still, Purple Rain was recorded live in a show at First Avenue in August 3rd, 1983. And that is a very rare thing that the master became, you can still hear some of the crowd noise in the song from the original recording and a lot of the original guitar playing and the drum track and a lot of things are authentic. I think that Purple Rain was kind of captured like lightning in a bottle. And when I hear it, it's still alive. The song lives and breathes like no other song. And on the other hand, 35 years have passed, and we all know what that means.
You're reunited. Talk to me about, we're going to show you how you can get tickets in a little bit. Talk to me about Celebration. How are you involved, and what can folks expect this year?
The Celebration, I like you said, I can't believe it's 3 years.
Yeah.
But it's a great interactive experience that Paisley Park puts on. The Revolution will play, but we also speak. I actually, this year I encouraged and kind of pushed him, but Bob Cavallo, the original manager of Prince during the Purple Rain days, is coming, and I'm going to do a one-on-one with him. And I did this at USC with him. And of course, we all know Purple Rain is Purple Rain.
Yeah.
But Bob got this movie made in Hollywood. And when he tells that story of how he got Prince's movie made, 1999 was a big album, but that's a pretty big leap to all of a sudden make a movie. And Bob Cavallo tells this story, and you just kind of, it's worth the ticket alone, just to hear how he got this made. So there's panels, there's great music, and there's the artifacts, and they pull out all the stops. There's a great movie at the Armory that Kirk Johnson, another drummer, put together that's just fantastic. What I'm realizing is most people haven't got to see Prince live.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you think about it now, I mean, it's a very finite number. When you see this movie, you realize what all the hubbub was all about. You know, the moves, the music, the showmanship, everything is just in front of your eyes, and you can't believe it. So that's a great event at the Armory. I believe Friday before, and then the panels are fantastic. They're educational, and just if you don't, you know, that's the time to go to Paisley because they're going to bring out all the great memorabilia and all the artifacts.
What's it like when you get back with the Revolution? Do you feel? I love how you said "Purple Rain" is like alive. It's a song, but it's because I was watching the audience. That song comes on. Everybody moves. Everybody moves. Do you feel that? I don't mean to sound goofy, but do you feel that magic when you're back with your friends?
Yeah, I mean, and we've been playing a lot of shows, maybe 60 or 70 shows now, and Purple Rain is a knife to the heart. When Wendy hits the opening chords every time, it just gets you. It did when he was alive. He wrote a song that's a spiritual, inspirational. It's a gospel song, it's a rock song, it's a pop song, it's an R&B song. It captures so much emotion. That's tears. That's when you shed the tears. But you gotta, the thing about Purple Rain that's most amazing to me is that the climax of Purple Rain, the movie, is a down-tempo ballad. And that is, just think about that for a minute. You know, the climax of a movie is a moment in time that just tugs at your heart. And it tugs at your heart still. When we play Raspberry Beret, Computer Blue, I think grief is now turning to celebration, speaking of celebration. So I think this year will be quite festive. I think people are ready to celebrate. And then, like I said, nostalgia will kick in 300, 400, 500 years like they still do for Mozart in Vienna. This is going to be happening. So get out to Paisley this year.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Once again, Celebration 2019, honoring the life and legacy of Prince, is happening April 25th through the 28th at Paisley in Chanhassen. Bobby Z will be performing. As I said, 4-day passes are still available. The website is at the bottom of your screen, officialpaisleypark.com, and they also include a ticket to what Bobby was talking about, Prince in concert on the big screen at the renovated, it's beautiful if you haven't seen it, the Minneapolis Armory. Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Z, everybody. We'll be right back. Seriously, y'all, you know I always we talk about people when they're not here. But no, after they leave, how great was Bobby Z? Wasn't he great? Yeah, he was so good. Well, as I like to say it every so often because people, Shane is still with us. Shane is the features reporter on the Fox 9 Morning News, but she stops by here all the time for a little segment we call Where is Shane? Today, she's on a Ferris wheel in downtown Minneapolis.
Okay, first of all, everyone say hi to Jason.
Hi, Jason.
You say hi, Jason?
Hi.
Hello, hello. Jason, we're doing it. So Jason Matheson, he's hosting the show right now, and he is terrified of Ferris wheels and heights. But I think this is kind of a lovely ride. Do you agree, or are you scared right now?
Are you scared?
No.
No, we can see the CCO building, one of your,
That's wrong
I know. Yeah.
Not that. How old are you?
5.
You're 5, and you're not scared of this?
No.
You hear that, Jason? She's 5. She is enjoying her ride. Hey, we survived. That was such an enjoyable ride. I'm going to be honest. I don't understand your fear of Ferris wheels at all. But you said you would go on this one, so we're gonna hold you to it. Yeah.
No, you're not. And I love it. I love. We couldn't have edited out the woman that was like, "Oh, look, the WCCO building."
And then she was like, one of your, but like, just stop talking.
Shane's like, wrong X-nay on the CCOA. Yeah. Anyway, no, thank you, Shane. That's going on. I got to go down there. Will you please tell the people so they won't email you?
Guys, I don't actually know what happens on Game of Thrones. I'm just saying, I'm setting myself up for the worst possible scenario, which is that everybody dies.
Again, it's Friday. # don't email us, please. Monday on the Jason Show, meet a Minnesota musician who became a giant star in Poland. It is a story you won't believe. That's on Monday. But right now, thanks to this audience, thanks to you watching, and if you are watching and you're a kid that's being bullied, you go out there and be yourself, because nobody can tell you you're doing it wrong. And if you're in the left lane, don't drive slow. Bye, everybody.